I'm going to show you how to balance your checking account. Your checking account is balanced when the running balance in your checkbook equals the ending balance on your bank statement. This is something that you have to do every time that you get a bank statement, which for most people is once a month. I strongly suggest that you do this within a day or two of getting your bank statement. You're either going to get your statement electronically via email, or they're going to send it to you in the mail. But what you need to do in the end, the running balance and the ending balance on the bank side, they must equal each other. And a lot of times they don't. So when you get your statement, it's going to look something like this. And you can see here from Stouffville National Bank, this is a friend of ours, Jim Corr, and this is his transactions for the month of January. Now you'll see that he has a $7 balance. Here is his checkbook register. His checkbook, according to Jim, has a balance of $10. They're not equal, so something's wrong. So in this process, we now have to balance the account. And to help us out with that, a lot of times the bank will give us a reconciliation worksheet to help us balance out. This is normally on the back of the bank statement that you get in the mail or online. So we need to put the period ending, and if you look on the bank statement, this statement ends on January 21st. So I'm going to put 1-1 there, 1-21 for the month. And my ending balance in my checkbook is this $10. So I'm going to put 10 right here in the worksheet. Go back to your balance or your bank statement. Here it says the current ending balance is $7. Clearly, they're not equal. So what I always like to do is start with the bank side, because believe it or not, the bank is normally the one that's wrong. So what we need to do is we need to find out our deposits in transit, or also known as outstanding deposits, and we also need to identify outstanding checks. To be able to do this, we need to be able to compare both of these documents. So what we start with is check 101. It was a rent check. That is showing up on the bank statement. So if it's showing up on the bank statement, that means it's canceled. So we can mark it off that it's canceled. We have a deposit on January 11th for $1. That's showing up on the bank statement. So check it off. We have another deposit on January 12th for $2. That's showing up. So check it off. We have check 102 and 103. They are showing that they have been processed, so they are canceled. On January 13th, we have a deposit of $4, and that one's there on the bank statement, so check it off. We have a check 104 for rent. That's showing up on the bank statement. Mark that one off. We have another deposit on January 20th for $1. That's also on the bank statement. We're going to check that one off. Check number 105. Check 105, right there it is. That's on the bank statement. We can check that one off. Now we have check 106 for $2. Check 106 is not listed on the bank statement. That means it's an outstanding check. It's out there somewhere. It hasn't been processed yet. So leave that go. We have another deposit on the 21st for $4. That's not listed, so that's an outstanding deposit. Check number 107-108 is not showing up on the bank statement, so they're also outstanding. And I'm pretty sure this check on the 25th for $5 is not here either, considering this was January 21st. So we have several outstanding transactions that need to be recorded on our worksheet. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the deposits in transit. Looks like there's two that are unchecked. They're outstanding. So the deposit on the 21st, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 121 and write down the $4. The second deposit that's in transit or outstanding is the $5 on January 25th. So I'm going to put that over here. They're the only two deposits that have not been recorded by the bank. So 7 plus 4 plus 5, that's 9. So 7 plus 9 is 16. Well, we're still not balanced here. We got 16 in the bank statement and only 10 in the checking. But that's okay. We know we have some outstanding checks. It looks like check 106, 107, and 108 are outstanding. So check 106 is for $2. 107 is outstanding. That check is $1. Then I believe check 108 for $2 is also outstanding. And that should cover everything. Yes. And understand that in today's debit card transactions, a lot of people use debit cards instead of checks. Debit cards are treated just like checks. So if you have any debit card transactions that are outstanding, they get listed right here. So we have 2, 1, and 2, so that makes 5. So 16 minus 5, we have an adjusted bank balance of $11. A lot of times when you do this in real life, these will equal out right now. If you keep a good checkbook register, a lot of times you have everything recorded and you're in good shape. But for some reason, we're not equal yet. So now what we need to do is we need to go back to the bank statement and see if we're missing any transactions that are listed here that are not on the checkbook register. So let's go back to our worksheet. Are there any notes collected that the bank collected for Jim Corr? There are none listed there, so we can just put a 0 there. Did Jim earn any interest in his checking account this month? The answer to that is no. He has a basic checking account, so there is no interest. So we still have a balance of $10. Not helping us out here too much. Now, did Jim incur any service charges? Are there any penalties or any charges on his checking account? And you'll notice on January 19th, there's a $1 service charge. That $1 service charge is not listed in his register. So that's something missing. We're going to have to subtract out that $1. ATM withdrawals. Again, nothing showing up on the statement that there's any ATM withdrawals or deposits that he missed. And non-sufficient funds, NSF, overdraft. Nobody bounced a check on him, and so they're good there. So we have a 0 and a 0. So 10 minus 1 is 9. And now our bank statement, adjusted balance, and checkbook balance should be equal. 9 and 11 are not equal. So this is highly unusual. There is something wrong. Something's messed up. Generally at this point, it's not a bank mistake. It's probably something Jim Corr did. He's not missing any transactions, so I bet the problem is in here. He probably has something wrong in his checkbook register. So now it's kind of like a needle in a haystack. We need to go back over all the transactions in the last month to see where Jim messed up.